game one between these two players underway. That elite pack, please pick it.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Kind of not the worst pack for elite. We see the Void Race comes out for Spade. Both players opting for fairly tanky packs here. Fortified Spec
Who do you
even.
think is favored here? Actually, I quite like Spade's setup. Like Void Eye this early on against Hound and Steel Ball tends to perform quite well.
Well, Spade gets a bit of a comfort pick here, right? Because he likes Vulcan. Vulcan's pretty good against X411. And he's giant, so he just unlocks it for free. He's got the sledges to slow down these balls. You mentioned the Void Grays being decent. Definitely agree there. As you are being aggressed, you can just have them take care of the balls. So yeah, we'll see if he is able to parry this one-sided attack here.
And will not be gambling, just full symmetrical setup. Not the biggest fan of this outside sledge. Both of these units, Void Eye and Sledgehammer, are very slow, so hard to kind of punish that left side and get the debuff quick.
Yeah, agree with that. Looks like a bit of almost like, I mean, it's aggro, but it's like getting close to mid-range with how far back the steel balls are. They could be significantly closer. The Hound's sort of like greedily placed forward. It's actually a powerful move as long as they don't get, pot shots taken at them.
Well, we'll have to see. For now, the Hound's not that important because Spade actually didn't pick up any chaff. So the main thing you want to try and keep alive are the steel balls, although they will take a while getting through all of these mid-sized units.
Yeah, really good point. The Void Eye's dishing out great damage. They're like a pretty key part of this. Now they're stuck and dying, so a little bit sad. Definitely going to be winning the right here for X411, but Spade, he's got some army left, maybe an okay tower timing, but I think X411 going to be heading towards the other tower. Maybe there can be an intercept to get to and finish off that tower. It's going to be pretty brutal here for Spade.
Doesn't really look like this debuff is going to do anything meaningful for Spade, so he will end up losing the first round. Late crawlers there working out perfectly for X411. And I mean, that's exactly what you're hoping for when going for an aggressive setup like that one.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see, round 2 here. Mostly gray cards. You can amplify your missiles or your shields. You can get a cheap beacon for the aggro player. I think shield airdrop is the one that speaks to me the most. Maybe for both players, but certainly the aggro player here.
Yeah, I don't think I would use it on defense into Steel Ball. Steel Ball is like typically the one unit that takes those out the easiest. Both players actually going to go for the cheap mobile beacon instead.
Yeah, cool to see. I'm not sure how Spade plans to use it. On aggro, of course, it's kind of a no-brainer. You just send your ball towards the tower. In any which direction you would like. We saw really great use of that in the previous game with the Rhino. But Spade for now, getting those fangs online, kind of almost conga lining, if you will. Seems like a nice defensive posture. We see a shallow flank come in for X411. That crawler going to be pulling the Void Eye, which is kind of a really important part of the defense.
Yeah, I think one problem for Spade here is I don't really like the fact that he went for Hound. Okay, the fact that he added one there on the flank, though, is great. But this is where Arclight defensively tends to just do a little bit better. Because now you're dealing with a leveled crawler, and already you can't one-shot them at equal level. And it just makes it so much harder when the fight is over in a split second.
Yeah. We'll see if this missile can get some good value here. I really like missiles against ball crawler, like when you can group up everything. Now the beacon... Oh, let's see. Oh my gosh, that's going to be really good.
That is a money missile.
Oh, fortified spec helping a little bit so the balls don't get one shot, but I mean, man, that missile was super good. The balls, though, still alive. They're kind of heading on in. They're on the tower. There's still some hounds left, about 7 of them. Void Eye is unfortunately not getting their full DPS done. Still the same situation on the left. Spade not feeling too happy about that.
Yeah, Void Eye's kind of recovering there, and Hound's being able to take out one more steel ball. Actually, I would say that Spade has been able to turn the tide here immediately.
Yeah, I actually thought he was completely doomed, but not too bad. He probably gets the round even.
All right, very nice. Steel Balls, though, did pick up a level after that nice beacon and the double tower debuff. Oh, and Port Shield gets offered. I mean, that's got to be an insta pickup if you're X411.
It's really solid. You know, there are some deadly spells as well, but you really get a lot of value. Yeah, he's going to go for that unit call down, maybe looking at that bottom left corner. No. Oh, that's a cool move. He's just going to try and put a lot of right side pressure. I don't even know if he intends to get the tower with the Rhino, but I think just adding more meat to that right, pretty strong.
Man, I don't... Where is my Port Shield?
I know, it's really good on leveled balls. Really good, just
it's
like...
It's so insane. It's a level 4 steel ball.
Yeah, the math on it is really favorable, that's for sure. The HPs are pretty high on both players, right? 4,500, so maybe spell value slightly down compared to something like that, but, you know, maybe he'll make it work.
I like this beacon, though. He understands that there is probably going to be fire on the board. It'll still be good despite the beacon, but
yeah,
we'll be able to perhaps put some pressure on that left tower. I saw a Wraith pickup, but it got refunded with an undo.
I was just going to mention, like, yeah, there's not much anti-air. We do have Fangs for both players to, like, technically have upshoot, but seems rather exploitable, perhaps.
Well, let's see. How good is this Rhino call down? Because the alternative would have been a scaling item.
Yeah, I mean, it only looks annoying at best, right?
Yeah, no, that didn't do too much. Especially with the fire, there wasn't any meaningful pressure on that tower, so gotta feel like that wasn't exactly the best play. Left side, Steel Ball's trying to do what they can, but without the back of Hounds.
Yeah.
Getting through the chaff is a little bit too much.
Yeah, the fire was pretty nasty. At least his own Void Eyes run into it at the end, but yeah, kind of a good result there for Spade, who, by the way, is a giant specialist. We haven't seen a giant yet, so perhaps a power spike coming up.
Well, I mean, that's got to be an easy entry into Vulcan then, right? His favorite unit.
I think so, man. It still looks really good. Like, the Farseers here are going to shore up the anti-air problem that I was talking about, and now you can just focus on that ground, get that Vulcan. Pretty much, you know, good against Hounds, Crawlers, and, you know, softly good against Steel Balls. Whoa, we got an Abyss, though. That's going to heat things up. So
that's what we were setting up.
It's a tanky little Abyss there with the fortified spec. 90k HP. There are Farseers, but they do about 2,000 per volley, so yeah, needing about 45 shots, not very easy.
Oh, we're loaning to grab efficient maintenance.
I mean, that's good.
I mean, at least we don't skip a deployment as well, but
yeah, I mean, it's always worth it to loan for efficient maintenance, so I do like that.
Level 2 not Fortress, Vulcan with Scorch. Anti-air, not the best, so this Abyss might be able to just farm the entire board.
I think that's going to happen, yeah. I mean, X411's got a pretty nice board in general, not a huge amount of flaws anymore. Probably needs to get a bit more love on his chaff clear, you know, pick up some techs on the Hounds, hopefully for his sake gets more levels, but if he just keeps buying Abyss and takes those Swarm Missiles, I think his comp is close to complete.
Alright, well, Vulcan is feasting, but it's gonna come down to basically the Farseer to take down this Air Titan.
Man, the Hounds fell so quickly here. That Vulcan was insane. I mean, I said the Farseers need like 45 volleys, which, yeah, is insane, but they can probably do it.
I mean, look at the Abyss, though. It's trying to hit the Crawlers, but it's not managing to. Now you get a double tower debuff. That looks way too easy for these Farseer.
Yep. And that was the loan as well. So Spade economically probably ahead here. Efficient Giant for his Giant Specialist. Pretty nice. Speed for 411. I think the speed is certainly not bad. Picks up a few Hound levels. I mentioned those being important, and text them. So really nice awareness here. But keeping them safe is still not an easy task.
And yeah, we immediately see some good value out of the Giant spec. Being able to get that Melter unlocked for free. We'll just pick it up and then add it onto the right side. This is looking really solid for Spade. Also has some leveled sledgehammers. I wouldn't mind the field maintenance being picked on those.
Really good call out there, yeah. I really like Spade's position. Like, you know, Melter Vulcan, one of the best comps in the game. He's got those level sledges you mentioned. Farseer to handle, you know, the Wasp threats. So yeah, as long as he can keep tempoing him down, like X411's only at 2500 HP, and Giants deal a ton of damage. He's also scaling with the efficient Giant manufacturing card he just picked up. So curious to see if X411 can turn this around. Abyss, obviously a very good carry, but he's only got one and no, you know, offensive techs on them.
Even goes for a tower level here. I love that from Spade. Cognizant of the fact that missiles could get picked.
Really like that here. Let's see if the Hounds do better this time. That was the pivotal thing that occurred last round. Just the Hounds getting shredded by the Vulcans. The Vulcans still don't have range, so the Hounds sitting back a little bit. Certainly helpful. We can see some crawlers on the right being annoying, but the Hounds take them out, especially with that level. And the Abyss is getting closer. We're damaging that Vulcan, but oh, it's locked on by that Melter, which gets down to half HP, but gets the job done.
And this kind of looks like it's just going to be 3 Giants and 2 Farseer living. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's sub 1k. Like yeah, this is tough, man. You can see that prediction bar really showing favor here for Spade. And I really don't blame the voters here, the betters. Do these unit reinforcements help, though?
Good question. I mean, Rhino is picked up, but of course, Melter tends to do pretty well into those as well. Maybe could have tried to go Stormcaller. It's a bit weird because he's trying to move in, but high-level Stormcaller tends to do well into big Giants.
Yeah, I agree. I think there is plays. Like, there is a potential to win a round here for X411. It's not easy, but, you know, if he missiles enough chaff... I like the Rhino armor because while it's obviously not good against the Melter, if you can find the right angles where the Melter's distracted by something else and then you're making the Vulcan stuck on them, you're going to really snowball the fight. So we'll see if that works out. I think the one on the left is a little bit... Or sorry, the one that's closest to the Melter could be in trouble, but at least the Melter is turning towards the flank.
Yeah, and for now, Spade not gonna go for more Melters, so he might be indeed into some trouble there in the middle. Just going for range on the Vulcan, but that's not gonna help at all with this middle Rhino. Another Abyss gets added, and the missiles.
Yeah. Trying to think how this is gonna go. There's only one Melter for 2 Abyss, you know.
Yeah, now mind you, it is level 2. Yeah, this middle Rhino though, yeah, that's gonna take out the Vulcan, no problem. Right side, not as lucky. Vulcan now freed up to deal with the chaff, and well, there was a Rhino play coming out from Spade as well. That is a level 1 tower from X411, gonna go down.
That's big. The counter aggression there with the Rhinos. 2 buddies just getting the tower, 9-second debuff while everything is falling. The Melters getting the locks, the Hounds not managing to get in front somehow. And that's just gonna be game with X411 at sub 1k. 2 Giants, 2 Farseers, and a Rhino on the board. Gonna start things off with a 1-0 here for the Giant player.
Very nice first game. Solid defense. Didn't really leave any room there for X411 to get back into the game. And yeah, the Abyss shut down early before it can get too scary.
Let's see what cards we got this time. No giant.
Aerial spec not looking too bad. Sledgehammer opener with arc lights, always a solid pack against pretty much everything. X411 gonna go for the amplify spec. Lovely with those spiders.
It's a pretty nice pack. And the marksman looking pretty good against all those medium-sized bodies. Both have huge health totals, by the way, and I feel Spade's gonna feel good about that one. He's got lots of room to get into that Vulcan scaling board if he so desires, and I mean, I see no reason why he shouldn't go for it.
I feel like going Vulcan is a little worse typically into like spider boards, but can work sometimes. I feel like for now in the early game, you should be somewhat set, having both sledgehammers and arc lights, but
yeah, I
maybe
agree.
he still wants to go for it.
I feel like his sledges are maybe a touch too high, or the arc light's a touch too low, or how do you feel?
Yeah, I like to have him like 2 squares up from the tower, so I guess this is a bit more. This is like 4 squares. The nice thing is it can pull the enemy units a bit more.
Yeah.
So, like, even if he's very much on the left side of the board, then the sledges tend to take the aggro instead of units going to your tower.
It's a really good point, yeah. The higher you place your units, the safer your tower is. So that could be nice, and it's really not a big deal. It's just like a minor thing I wanted to point out.
Yeah, they will get locked very quickly, as you can see. Marksman already onto them, so Sledgehammer's not going to be too long for this world. Also an insta-lock onto the spider there, though, for Spade. And this arc light,
nice.
Can it take out the crawlers? Oof. Not quite. Couple to the tower, that should mean the round going over to X411.
Yeah, not sure if we're going to kill much else here. Yeah, it doesn't really look like it.
And let's see, round 2. Unit drops. Not yet. Improved firepower control system, though. Probably worth picking up. Could also go quick teleport if you're the aggro player, or even the defender, I guess, and want to go for some spicy plays, but it's going to be the mass-produced sledgehammer here for X411.
Yeah, I was curious if he was going to pick it. Obviously, Spade doesn't want to. He has existing sledges, so that would nerf them. But I imagine that mass-produced sledges are maybe going on the flank.
I mean, you gotta buy triple sledge, right?
I feel like you should, yeah. Like, that's the staple, right? You pick that card, and you have, what, 400 left? You just build 3 of them, you know? You get a ton of chaff clear, a ton of annoying medium-sized bodies, and it's a pretty good early game move on round 2.
Alright, he went for 1 crawler, 1 sledge. At
Yeah,
least picks up
interesting.
a second one.
Worried about his tower, perhaps. Reasoning for that crawler.
It's a decent way to stall. I think the marksmen still do need double shot to take these sledgehammers out, despite the HP nerf. So it's not the worst. At the same time, it doesn't really put pressure on that right side tower either. But as we could see, the left side was doing kind of fine with the spiders, so maybe he can still just capitalize on that.
Yeah. It actually turns out that attack enhancement would temporarily one-shot the sledges for the marksman.
Yep. Yeah, it could be worth a pickup here. And kind of try to stat check the opponent, see if they're willing to go for the tower attack enhancement. But look at this crawler flank, by the way.
I know.
So nasty with the quick TP, immediately able to make use of it. 2 crawler plaques chasing it, the spider as well, and that marksman completely dizzy.
It's such a nice move, right? Like, it's so worth the 100 for the crawler, the 100 for the beacon, and not the easiest thing to answer either.
Yeah, it is such an annoying thing when that happens to you, and you're just sitting there like, man. I think easiest way is maybe to just buy your own beacon and move these tarantulas forward, and then you can put like an arc light near the line or like missile the crawler if you need to.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. Sea Giant, pick Giant, says Spade.
Void Eye?
And yeah, could we see Void Eye here? It's okay with tarantulas. Wraith is like okay, but tarantulas fulfill the same role. I could see this turning into a Fortress Mirror, but the Phantom Rays do offer more money if that's what you're interested in.
I feel like Fortress is just the better pick though for both, yeah. Like good into Sledgehammer, good into Arc, good into Spider. No real reason not to pick it. Also probably the best into itself. And if you expect your opponent to go Fortress, it's not too bad to have one yourself. Let's have a look at those techs though, because bit of a difference. We have a Punch Enjoyer on the side of X411, and we have an Overload player on the side of Spade.
That is definitely a big difference there. If they were headbutting each other a little bit closer, I would give an edge to the launcher, but you know, there is some distance between each other, so I'm not really sure who comes out ahead there. Crawler flank.
Already with the range on the spiders. Oh, he undid it.
Got to equip that small amp core on the fort, most likely. There's like marksman levels available. He's getting pretty low on time here. 5 seconds left, 200 spend. Gonna float it. And I think something significant here is this crawler flank. I mean, sure, it has to warp in. Only a 5-second warp in though with quick teleport, and it's just gonna get the tower.
That's going to be really meaningful. Marksman lock-on on the right as well means that the spider that was added immediately dies. There goes the tower debuff.
Pretty dang good. Fortress going to get some hot shots on the other one. Marksman as well.
Yeah, Spider, or Spade here, sorry. Looking good into the spiders from X411.
One of the best spider counters, right? Just having fortresses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's really good too because a lot of spider players will pair it with Phoenix, so you get a 2-for-1, a nice tanky body with DPS to kill the spiders, and then the Forte A potentially if Phoenixes get out of control.
Yeah, exactly. We don't see the Phoenix this game because he started with Marksman, but regardless, you know, Fort is a good defensive unit. It's called a guard bot for a reason, so.
Underground Threat could be a bit scary for X411. He does pick it up. Does he use it aggressively or defensively? Because did lose his own tower last round to the crawlers, and still, they're not that defended.
Yeah, it looks like for now he's put a crawler to kill the other crawler. Kind of a risky defensive move there, but should be good enough. Both players going for the underground threat. Neither player placed it yet. X411 took range on the tarantula, which was a big portion of his money there.
We'll go for some more sledgehammers. After all, he did pick the mass-produced, so it's nice to get a little bit more value out of that.
Yeah, the flank is nice. Gonna pull some of those crawlers, kind of just distract. I mean, it's just so cheap.
And, well, that underground threat from X411, it's used semi-aggressively, kind of protecting that tarantula that got insta-locked last round, but in the meantime, his backline completely open, and that's where you'll find the underground threat from Spade, and you have to imagine that at least the right tower will fall.
Definitely agree there. Like, it's nice you have that blue crawler, which I imagine some turn. Or wait, do any turn, actually? Okay.
Couple of them.
Kind of helpful. Yeah, the marksman turn as well. So yeah, I agree. You're just losing that one tower, which is obviously a big deal. Losing it twice in a row always feels so bad too. Yeah,
well, at least he did deal with the flank that took it down, but yeah, spell here not respected.
Both towers. I thought maybe the other one was safe.
Oh, that is disaster here. And in the meantime, those fortresses just able to chew through the enemy units, getting more experience. If one of them levels, I mean, that's going to be even worse for X411, but...
That was not good. Uh-oh.
so much damage going his way, and we're only just entering the mid game on round 5. You do have unit reinforcements. Do any of these help, though? I'm not too sure. Steel Ball could be an idea. Can sometimes be alright into Fortress, especially when they don't run the punch. But
yeah,
all the other units, like mid-sized, kind of lose to more Fortress investment.
Yeah. These balls could be pretty nasty. The Badgers are, you know, pretty helpful. But, you know, it's really probably comes down to the Fortress matchup being the most important. I mean, we could see a massive Steel Ball transition, right? Like range on them, maybe eventually some other techs. That can sometimes beat Fortresses. Yeah, that is what's going to happen. Now, there is Launcher Overload as a tech available to Spade. So maybe, you know, he gets surprised here, could lose the round, but he has a pretty good chance to pivot.
Yeah, if you can get to range and launcher overload, there are just so many good targets to hit, from the mass-produced sledges to also the steel balls. Yes, the range can be a problem, but I think that Spade, with those sledgehammers, the arc lights, the picked up fire badgers, should have enough chaff clear here to kind of clear the way for those fortresses.
So let's see, the ball on the left should... I mean, the arrows are indicating maybe only one steel ball will be on the fortress. Don't know if that'll be enough. It takes a while to kill it with just the one steel ball. There's the lock. You can see it. The other 3 distracted, but for how long?
I mean, that actually does go down pretty quickly. One fortress already down, and this is hard to protect. Yes, there's no fortified target lock on the bar for X411, but the fortresses are just so close that, like, a missile or whatever
the tower.
Oh, the fire badger.
Third time in a row.
Man, I will say that quick teleport here is being used very well by Spade. He's got such good value out of it so far.
I know, it's wild. I mean, maybe X411 still gets the round, as he kind of just crushed with those steel balls. But I mean, that fire badger probably saved like at least 1,000 HP. Gets
tower debuffed again, by the way. That beacon coming in at the end, but it will be enough. Steel balls take a level, 110k damage this round. Can't really ask for more from a level 1 unit.
Exactly. All right, here's an important moment. Enhancement module drops.
That is disgusting.
Ooh. How many levels we got here?
Also leveled, so you want to get rid of it anyway, probably because of where it sits. But now you get to make profit from it too.
It's really good, yeah. It's a really good point. Like, you want to sell it of that one anyways, yeah. But, you know, we have an important moment here. Does Spade know how to defend against these ball pivots that some players go for when they're losing the fort mirror?
I mean, we'll have to see. You definitely do want range and overload, so that's got to be your main concern. He could even try to, like, invest in Fire Badger a bit. Fire Badger, not that bad. Opponent doesn't have armor on the board, so, like, maybe Scorch can work, but I don't know.
Yeah. Some good points there.
All right.
What do you
For
think?
a brief moment, I saw a fortress there on the shadow flank on the right side, and I was like,
you? I didn't see that.
Like
That's
that.
Funny. Yeah, no, the crawler much better. I do like that crawler flank. You know, I like the sell that he did. He's still sitting at 750. Takes the range, which I don't like. I think even having crappy range going for launcher would be a bit better. But hopefully that means he will be taking launcher on the following turn.
I don't mind it. I think it's a correct play here, because the 3 fortresses in the middle are the safest. The one on the right is kind of doomed anyway. And if you go overload, you go down to like such a low range that the steel balls outrange your fortress.
Only by 5, but yeah, maybe you're right.
Well, let's see. Fire Badger is actually DPSing quite nicely, as you can see over there, but level 2 steel ball is perhaps a bit too tanky to kill.
Oh, he
Fortress
fortified the
locked
tower after
Nice.
3 rounds in a row. Yeah.
Huge. It will go down, maybe. Oh, never mind. Oh, the steel ball's all turning there. One of them a little bit dizzy, going to turn once, twice, 3 times, would eventually join his brothers.
He's gonna get the tower 4 turns in a row.
Oh my god.
7-second debuff though. Tit for tat though, as this tower falls. And I imagine the steel ball's gonna get it done.
Fortress though, fighting admirably, actually taking a level 2. And I think 2 of the fortresses there managed to pick up a level for Spade, maybe even 3. Oh, it's 4 actually. Oh my days. Heavy armor barrier. I mean, pick your poison.
Dude, this is insane. He's gonna make 400 money for free. This card is not okay. Remove it from the game. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is so good.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
You can just like sell that corner fortress, level up another one for free, take a heavy armor, level all your fortresses. They now one-shot the level 2 blue balls as well. Go overload. I mean, you're chilling, right?
Exactly, yeah. I really hope he does click that launcher overload. It is just so powerful here. Like, his DPS answer this game is the fortress, right? Like, his marksmans are few and only have level 2. And, I mean, there's no reason not to spam the heck out of fortress. They're a great carry unit. You just need several techs on them and, you know, getting them spread out the board. You know, there's not really an air threat here from X411, so hopefully he identifies. Yes, he does. Big moment there.
And goes for the barrier, which I don't quite like as much. Now, there was an acid blast offered, so maybe he's trying to play around that, but I think I would have preferred the heavy armor, especially if you're meaning to take the level. It's just such an insane amount of value for a very cheap item.
Yeah, I feel pretty similarly. I don't mind the barrier too much, though. Acid was not picked, though. We're only up to, what, 4 fortresses. I think this time X411's towers will be safe, so that's nice. Nice change of pace there. And let's see how the launcher overload does.
I mean, it should do real nice. The good thing about launcher overload is it puts the reload of fortress at the same as Arclight. Has a little bit less splash, 5 instead of 7 meters, but it does mean that it can kind of chaff clear for itself. And so, yeah, you can see here the few crawlers that X411 has doesn't really get the job done, and man, the fortress is just crushing here.
That is pretty crushing, man. Yeah, that tech just makes a massive difference. Like, of course, against the steel balls, but it's good against the tarantula, the chaff, like you mentioned, and even killing that one fortress twice as quick is pretty valuable.
And guess what? The fortress that has the enhancement module leveled again.
Oh my god, this equipment has made like what, like 800 or something. Like, I don't know. It's just, this is crazy.
Yeah, he's already made 6. Yeah, so it's 800 now. Of course, he had to pay for it, but he's more than made up for that. Another insane giant item shows up, but this time Spade trying to go for the kill, just really bullying those towers from X411 with that Vulcan drop. And we're gonna see the Abyss show up once more.
Kind of a big blunder here. X411 takes the steel ball production line. Okay, he's on. Okay, but yeah, well, he can't equip this.
You can't undo back to round start, sadly. So you're now stuck with that item.
Oh, he's doing fart. He's gonna fart on these forts.
I'm not sure I like that. I mean, you do double stack it, so it's a decent amount of damage, but maybe it's better to just grab swarm missiles.
Could be. I mean, it's a lot of damage to fire.
I mean,
on
it's
the
fancy, and I do like fancy, so I'm kind of keen to see.
Yeah, I'm interested too. I don't know. You need like a lot of Abyss to make really good use out of the fart, I think, but still pretty nice to get it going. Maybe he's only got 1,000 HP though. Not much anti-air though, right? So is this just like a free round win?
Yeah, maybe. There's only 2 marksmen, level 2. That still takes a while to get through 113,000 hit points worth of Abyss, because X411 does have that second tower defense enhancement. Now, his tower is under a lot of pressure there on the left, as it has been throughout the game. So a debuff probably will happen, but the question is, yeah, can he actually get rid of these flying titans?
I know they're just farting out Taco Bell everywhere. Those poor fortresses smelling that rancid gas.
Why?
And
it just...
What?
Oh, go on.
And not much anti-air. I mean, the 2 marksmen doing their best.
I hate that analogy. Get me out.
I mean, come on.
Disintegration doing its best here.
The Taco Bell coming in hot, really damaging those fortresses. Only needing a few more swipes.
Not too bad. That
He
should
survives.
yield an abyss level. Sadly, the farts don't actually scale with levels, so...
True. Bunch of air options here. Well, I guess Void Eye sort of halfway between.
Degen Beam Wraith.
Drill picked up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Not sure I like the drill that much. Feel
I
like
think
the crawlers aren't really getting in and fighting other crawlers that much.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, Spade has a lot of meat up front. I feel like the Melter's going to have quite a long time to have a chance to lock on. Keep in mind, too, that Spade has made, like, over 1,000 from this enhancement module. He even picks up energy absorption there, so going to be sucking the farmers. Sorry, I can't even say it.
Someone needs to... You're unhinged, Wonderboat. You need a timeout. This is a yellow card. Another one and you're out. 5 minutes of timeout for you. All right, we're gonna see another abyss. This is getting kind of expensive. So like, even if X411 managed to make a comeback, which is possible, like this deck is good into giants. Abyss is good into these giants, but he doesn't have efficient maintenance, so he's gonna have to pay 450 next round. He's also loaning, so losing a little bit more money, and yeah, that could cost him. Let's see though. I'm not sure these Degen Beam Wraith are doing that well, although doing okay. But yeah, there we go. Sweep instantly gonna take them out.
Yeah, I don't think they had too much longevity. I mean, it's a powerful aura, good against the steel balls, but
Aura
yeah, they kind
farming?
of just die. Yeah, aura farming, sure.
Farts give plus 1,000 aura. Aura confirmed.
Dude, the fart is actually so good though. I feel like he got really good value.
Yeah, it's not doing too bad. I'm wondering whether it's the disintegration here or whether it's just Abyss being good into giants, but...
See?
Oh, the absorb.
Oh my god, I thought
quite
he was
enough.
dead. Yeah, I mean, summoning
That
balls
steel ball
is
spawn
nice.
item actually super good, right? Onto the Raidens. Because the spawn steel balls also have range, and that's what took down the tower.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
we
turning-
double tech crawler. Crawler fight.
Yeah. I think people
That's not where it's
overreact
gonna-
to this spell.
Wait, why are we double teching both? Oh my days.
Like, I don't know. It's only 36 crawlers. It's really not that scary. Like, one missile and you're good.
Yeah, I feel like you have a Wraith there if you're a Spade. I get it for Spade because like the right side, the top right is not really defended, and you have the crawler level advantage, so you might be able to cheese. But I don't like the double commit for X411. Like again, he lost a lot of money to the Abysses, so I feel like he has to make some economic decisions with the resources that he does have.
Yeah. Definitely agree there. Are we going to see more Abysses? I guess not. It's just all Wasps. Purely to stop the Melters. It's actually kind of a good move. It is crucial that they're not too far forward, as they could take some damage from these Phantom Rays, from these Fangs, and you really need all 36 of these Wasps to be, you know, keeping the Melters busy.
This is the oil turn though, and on the other side, we're going to make use of oil Phantom Rays to basically create a similar fire field. So crawlers from X411 shouldn't be doing much of anything here, despite being double teched.
All right, here we
Let's
go.
see.
This could be it. Only 3 Abyss with a lot of Giants to take care of. Here come the Wasps. Crucial timing.
Yeah, Wraith unranged for now, so it's not really managing to find the Wasps. We'll just get beamed instantly by the Abysses. Right side though, oil, fire, everything on the ground. It's basically just coming down to these air units doing what they can. A couple of crawlers left. Will these guys be able to connect?
Yeah, I mean, also the suck is really good against the fart, right? Because you get low in health, so like healing back up, you can see that in the middle melter there. Pretty clutch.
Yeah, insta-locks all across the board, and as soon as a melting point locks on, it basically becomes unkillable for the Abyss. And that looks really good here for Spade. Going to stabilize, and another 2-0.
Indeed. Wow, 201 not doing so hot today. It's both 2-0 series. But they got one more shot, you know. Hopefully not going to go out 0-6 today.
Some cool games, though.